I can think back to so many times where I felt extremely awkward on a first date. It can hurt quite a lot when you get super excited for a date with a girl that you like and then you just choke up and you get nervous. But this is something through practicing a few different skills you can learn and you can improve. My name is Frank. I help young men through self-improvement. That clearly interests you, so do us both a favor and click the like and subscribe button. There was this one time my senior year of high school, I went on a date with this one girl. We texted and Snapchatted each other pretty much every day for a whole week, and I was getting super excited. It came to the day of the date, and of course my car breaks down, so that just throws a huge wrench into my plans. I ended up being able to borrow my dad's truck, so that got all figured out. Anyways, I go to pick her up, and the first thing we do is we go to get ice cream. And things are going all right. I'm feeling pretty confident about myself. Then after that, we go to see a movie. Bro, by the way, that is a terrible idea. You should never go to a movie for a first date. But anyways, we get there, get some snacks, get some popcorn, and then we sit down. And literally, bro, for the whole movie, I'm just sat there all tense and not being able to make a move or anything. I was so scared, so nervous. I swear, bro, the whole time I didn't even say probably one word to her. We were seeing the new Star Wars movie though, so I was pretty happy about that, but she was probably like, what the f? Do you think I got a second date with this girl? Of course not. But here are 5 steps you can follow so you don't end up in the same position as me and you can actually get a second date with that girl. The first is you want to save the conversations getting to know the girl for in person. See, a huge mistake that I made was that I texted this girl all day, every single day for a week leading up to the date. And the reason why that's not a great idea is because when you text each other a ton and you're calling and Snapchatting, you're telling her everything there is to know before you even go on the date. So of course that's going to make the date a lot less exciting. You want to save most of the conversation for in person. Now, obviously you still want to, text her a little bit so she knows you're not a creep or something, but you want to maybe text her for, instead of texting her all day for, a whole week, maybe just send her a few messages, get her number, and then instead of texting her all the time, just give her a quick call, give her a quick FaceTime. That way you can actually talk to her and you can actually get a vibe for if you get along with this girl. I think another major mistake I made was that this girl, I just didn't really have that much of a connection with. I didn't really vibe with her that much, but because all we did was text, there's no way I could have known that ahead of time. So instead of just texting the girl all the time, save most of the conversation for in person. That way you're also maintaining your mystery. She's like, damn, I got a lot to figure out about this dude. There's a lot of things I need to know, so I can go learn that about him. But if you tell her everything there is to know, you will kill all of your mystery. Tip number 2 is you need to pick the right place. Another major mistake I made was I chose to go to a movie. And the reason I picked that was because I was thinking in my head oh yeah, well then I won't have to talk much, so it'll make things easier. No, okay, don't be a f***y, okay, just take her to a place where you're gonna be able to talk, where you're gonna be able to get to know each other, and there's not gonna be a ton of distractions. The reason why a movie is so bad is because you can't talk to each other, you can't really do much other than just watch the movie together. So I suggest don't do a movie, don't go to anywhere super loud. Instead, go a place that'll be easy for conversation. And even if you can find a place where there's something fun to go do, that's even better. So I think the ideal first date would be take her to go get ice cream. And then after that, go bowling or something. Or take her out for a picnic and go watch the sunset. Do something where it's fun, there's stuff to look at, there's something to do, but it's also not so loud that you can't have conversation, because that is extremely important. That's the most important part about a first date, is being able to talk and getting to know each other. And if you do something like a movie where you can't talk, or something that's just super loud, you're not gonna be able to do that. So pick something that's fun, but it's also easy for conversation. Number 3, you need to have an abundance mindset. See, the main reason why I know I used to get so nervous was because I'd always be thinking oh, what if I mess up? Oh, what if I don't get the girl? But instead of having that mindset, have the mindset that, what? I'm gonna go into the date, I'm just going to be confident. I'm going to be my best self. And if she likes me for that, then that's great. If not, not a big deal. Who cares? Because when you go into things with the mindset that, hey, I'm just going to be myself. And if things work out, great. But if they don't, I'll still be fine. You're going to be a lot better off than the guy who goes into the date thinking oh my God, this girl's my future wife. She's my future girlfriend. I can't mess this up. Because when you put that pressure on yourself, it's going to make things so much harder. So instead of putting so much pressure on yourself thinking, oh my God, she's the only one, I can't mess this up, just focus on having fun and having a good time. And that way, that'll actually make you more likely to have success. Tip number 4, focus on asking her questions. Instead of being the guy who just talks about himself the whole time. Oh yeah, well, I like to play video games, like to waste all my time. I'm actually kind of a loser. No, just focus on asking her good questions, because I don't know what it was called, but I saw some study that women on average say about 13,000 more words. I think that was the number. I could be wrong on that. I'll put it up on the screen so you can fact check me if that's wrong. But women on average say more words than men. So women, they want to talk about themselves. They want to talk. So if you're just sitting there talking about yourself, not getting to know her, that's going to be an extreme turnoff. And also, when you focus more on asking her questions than just talking about yourself, it's going to take a lot of the pressure off you because she's going to be the one doing most of the talking. And that's what girls want as well. So don't be the guy who just sits there and talks about himself, but also like, don't be a robot, you know what I mean? Don't just sit there. What's your favorite color? What do you like to do for fun? How many siblings do you have? Like, no, don't just ask random questions, conversate, but also don't be a robot, and you can talk about yourself too. Just focus on her doing most of the talking. Tip number 5, don't be scared to make advances. That is another massive area I messed up on with this one girl because I was so nervous about making contact or holding her hand or going in for a hug that I never made any move. And that's a major mistake because if you don't make a move, if you just sit there and be friendly the whole time, she's going to think either one, you don't like her very much, which is not a good thing. Girls don't want to think that. Or 2, she's going to think, yeah, this guy's a because he's not making a move. He's not going for anything. So easy way that you can break the touch barrier is when you meet her at first, just go in for a hug, right? And you might think, oh, well, she might not be ready to do that yet. But if a girl is going on a date with you, she's probably at the very least ready for a hug. You don't have to go in for a like huge, like bear, you know what I mean? Like bear hug. Just go in for a little side hug. But that is an easy way to break the touch barrier. And once you break the touch barrier, everything else, like once you hug her at the start of the date, holding her hand later on, you know, and doing other things is a lot more easy because the first initial like breaking of the barrier is the hardest part. But when you do that early on with just a quick hug, it makes everything else so much easier. So just go in for the hug when you first meet her. Anyways, bro, I hope this video helped. If you found this video helped you, be sure to click the like and subscribe button and also turn on the post notifications so you can see my next upload. I'll see you for the next video. Love you, bro.